What's going on, family? You back in the lab with unnecessary roughness. You got April, King David, and Lady T as our producer tonight. We probably gonna have some other guests coming in like Shane and Je right now, but we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna break down the four conferences championship game weekend. We're gonna start with the ACC, man. You know, we're gonna go and get the ACC out of here because we probably gonna know that's a slaughter. That's probably gonna be Virginia and Duke with Tony Elliott and Manny Diaz. King David, I want to know. Right out the rip, it seems like Virginia is the most physical team in the ACC right now, at least in this matchup here. How in the heck Duke gonna compare with these guys, man?
So that's a good question. I'm with you on that, bro. I think Virginia gonna get them, but Duke found a way to get to this point. I know they got 5 losses, I believe.
Yeah, they're 7-5.
But
That's another thing.
yeah, they're just gonna have to do like most teams do and just throw the book at Virginia at this point and try trick plays and maybe steal some possessions to get a win. Maybe an onside kick here and there. Something tricky to throw them off balance. That's the only hope I see they truly having.
Yeah, exactly. Because from what I see now, because Virginia is pretty physical. They've been pretty physical all year long. I was hoping Virginia would line up with. And be honest with you, I was hoping Virginia line up with either Georgia Tech or Miami.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Being the ACC, see, and that's another thing. I didn't look at the ACC as close, but Miami is 10-2. Georgia Tech is 10-2. How is a 7-5 Duke team in the ACC championship?
Yeah, I don't know how it breaks down for the ACC. I'm not sure of. Maybe like I said, we discussed maybe it's divisions, some type of East and West, or North and South. And Duke might have been on one side and Virginia on the other side of it. And I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's maybe how that lines up. The way the SEC used to be back in the day with the East and the West, the best from one side go and the best from the other side meets, and maybe Georgia taking Miami and I don't know Virginia all in the same side. I'm guessing. I'm not sure how that works.
Yeah, exactly. Man, somebody said we got a cool vibe right there, man. You know what I mean? We appreciate that. We definitely appreciate that. Kevin Man 79, man, thanks for the love on that. But yeah, I have no idea about this doggone ACC because when I look at it, Duke is a 75 team. And I know they might have had some great ACC wins, but I don't think they're a better team than Miami. Matter of fact, I don't think they're a better team than Tech, and I dang sure don't think they're a better team than Miami, especially when Miami is not turning, Carson Beck is not turning the ball over.
Right, I agree. I consider those the two best teams. Miami may be the more complete team, but Georgia Tech is a more physical team when they want to be physical. So that definitely would have been a good matchup with Virginia, either one of those schools. So again, not sure how that works.
How that break down? Exactly.
Right. I'm not sure how that works.
Exactly. So you know what I mean. So hats off probably Tony Elliott. He got those boys humming up there. I like their program. I hadn't watched much about that, much of Virginia, because we in the SEC. You know, we are Dogs fan. That's why we're gonna get to the SEC last at this. For who just joined our show right now, we're gonna start. We starting out with the ACC, then we're gonna move to the Big 12. Then we're going to go to the Big 10, and then we're going to end the show with the SEC with Georgia and Bama. But, yeah, Tony Elliott, man, he got those boys up there. They're hitting hard. So they deserve to be there. And as much as I want to give Duke their credit, I gotta give Duke their credit because they are in the ACC championship. I still don't know how they got there over these other ACC teams. So I don't know how that worked. I don't know how they lined up. I don't know if they got the East and West or just like the SEC used to have, and that's how they got in there. But I don't think that's a good match. I don't think that's a good representation of the ACC right now.
I'm sure Duke loving this bulletin board material we giving them, though. I'm sure they coach loving that.
Oh man,
everybody down them.
Oh, hey, but now I'm gonna tell you, like I said, I hadn't watched Duke or Virginia Tech that much this season, but from what I saw the last few weeks, Virginia Tech is way more physical than Duke, and I look. And Duke is finesse, and Duke might throw an alley hoop because you know that's a basketball school.
Yeah, they might have some basketball players on the football team this week
out there on Virginia Tech. Not Virginia Tech, but Virginia. I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, they might recruit some of them some b-ball players out there as
Yeah, they
receivers.
might. They're gonna need that. They're gonna need all the help they can get. Let me tell you, especially going against those guys up there. But big ups to both of those ACC teams. Hope they represent a conference. Don't seem like it's a very strong conference. When the ACC started this year here, we had high hopes for Florida State. You remember when Florida State started this year? I thought it was going to be Florida State and probably Miami or Georgia, at least Georgia Tech and Florida State in the ACC championship. That's what I thought.
Yeah, Florida State started strong. What they done Alabama, I believe.
They beat Alabama.
They looked like they were strong, and they just ran out of gas or something. Mike Norvell
just run out of gas. So they say Florida State said they're gonna stick with Mike Norvell. I don't see that happening. I think they're gonna change their mind. They're probably gonna pivot and probably go with Gus Malzahn. Everybody rumors say Gus Malzahn is on the heels for that job now. So we'll see how that plays out.
And they supposedly was rolling out the red carpet for Lane before he took LSU. So I don't know how Mike Norvell feel about that anyway. Florida State was recruiting Lane.
Exactly. They were, man. And so with the so that Virginia Cavaliers and Duke Blue Devil is Saturday, December 6th, 2025, 8 p.m. And they got 8 p.m. at ABC. That's that's a night game. They got maybe either two things gonna happen with that. Two things gonna happen with the ACC. Either everybody gonna be turn the TV out because they're gonna be out partying because you got the Big Ten, you got the SEC. But hey, who knows? Who knows how all of that gonna play out? But yes, I did thought, like we said earlier, when the season started, I thought it was gonna be Florida State, how they jumped on Bama, and I thought Georgia Tech because they came out so physical, and both of those teams fizzled out. Tech still a little strong, but they took some bad losses that put them out of the ACC championship.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So hats off to Tony Elliott, and Manny Diaz, man. Best team win, probably Virginia on that. But let's move to the Big 12, man. We got to move to the Big 12 because majority of our show probably gonna be in the Big 10 and the SEC at the end of the day. Texas Tech, BYU,
Big 12.
I mean Big 12. But Texas Tech and BYU, we talking about we talk about Texas Tech probably got one of the best front sevens in the Big 12. You know what I mean? Up there in Joey McGuire got them boys playing, bro.
Texas Tech is a really good team, probably one of the more complete teams, but BYU just fight, man. They're one of them fighters, scrappy teams. They never give up, never quit, and really never out of the game. That's kind of what happened in their first matchup. Texas Tech jumped on them, BYU clawed back into it and fought them. So BYU is one of them scrappy teams, and it's hard to count them out. I think Texas Tech is a better team, but again, BYU is like a fighter, man. If you don't just completely knock them out, you give them a shot.
And I'm gonna tell you though, I'm gonna tell you on that one. BYU, I like the head coach, Kalani. What his name is, Kalani Sate. He brings so much energy, man, so much fire from the sideline to the detail. You know what I mean? So I really like him what he got. I don't know. It's a toss up. Like with the ACC, I can clearly see Virginia Virginia should beat Duke. And this right here, Texas Tech and BYU, I don't have a clear winner. I think this gonna go down to who got the ball last, man, in this particular game here.
That's interesting. Like I said, I think Texas Tech is a better team on paper, but BYU is a fighter. They gonna come out and give it all they got. So if Texas Tech don't completely knock them out, yes, BYU got a shot.
Now I'm gonna be honest with you. I do like the Texas Tech when they were saying about they got a great offense, they got a physical front seven. So, like you say, I think Texas Tech might have took their foot off the gas too early in the BYU because they thought they had it. And so that could be a learning tactic to, hey, these cats over here, that BYU, man, they gonna fight to the end. There's no way we can let up. You know what I mean? On that. Now, or They could have. What happened with the in the SEC when Bama jumped on us, and then we fought our way back. So BYU could have made some second hand adjustments. Went in there and said, "Hey, we finna be physical with these guys. They want to be physical with us. We gonna punch these guys in the mouth, and let's see the best team win after that."
Yeah, absolutely. Either scenario, or like I say, Texas Tech could be like, I threw my best punch and then knock them out, and BYU like, okay, we done took their best shot. So yeah, it could be the adjustments. That's a very intriguing game. I'm looking forward to that one. That should be a fun watch.
That gonna come on noon. That's
Yeah.
a Saturday at noon at Jerry's World, man. They're gonna be playing at Jerry's World on that one.
Cowboy Stadium. So yeah, that's very intriguing. It could go either way. Could be a blowout. Could be a close game. It's just a very intriguing matchup.
It's intriguing. It's definitely intriguing. And like I say, man, I love the energy. Even though if I got to pick one of those teams right now, I'm leaning toward Texas Tech. I think they're the most complete team. You know what I mean? But like we said earlier, BYU, Kalani State, he's just a fighter. He brings so much energy. He has those guys believing in no matter what. We don't quit. We fight to the end. We leave everything on the field. If we lose, we lose. But we didn't give up. They just beat us. They had more points when the clock hit 0-0-0. And that's how Kalani. That's what I take from him. From what I see his pressers, what I see his locker room hot takes and stuff like that. That's what I see, man. So, but like I say, they do got their hands full. But it's gonna be a great game, and I'm with you. I'm looking forward to that one at noon on ABC on that one myself, brother.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I agree with your take on that though. If I had to pick one, I would probably be leaning Texas Tech. Just because, like I said, they are complete. They front seven. They're pretty solid team all around. So if I had to pick one, I'd be Texas Tech. Now they could beat themselves. Just depends. They come out and make mistakes and play undisciplined, and they get that fighter a shot, a puncher's chance, then they might be going to the house. So
Exactly. If Texas Tech lose, they out. They out.
yes.
Yeah.
I think only one going for the Big 12.
Only one of
Yes.
them going in. So whoever lose is automatic out of this right here. But then how they were saying if BYU somehow beat them, I think Miami can get a slot or something like that. It's wild how, you know what I mean, whoever win. But do you think Texas Tech gonna cover the spread on this?
What's the spread cover?
12 and a half.
Oh man, that's a good question. They could, but I'm gonna go say no. I'm gonna say it'll be a closer game. I'm gonna say BYU is gonna fight, and it's gonna be a closer game.
I think so too. I be honest with you. If I had to say anything, I would say it's gonna be a 6 points. Whoever wins the game, I think it's gonna be less than a touchdown because they done played each other and they got a feel for each other. Strength. They got a feel for each other's what these teams gonna do. Both coaches and staff got a feel for the in game adjustments. So I think it's gonna come down to about a field goal, 3 to 6 points.
Yeah, whoever wanted more, it's gonna come out. Whoever wanted more at the end, who got the most heart and guts. What you want to do?
Exactly. So, but Texas Tech is having to travel. No, BYU is traveling the further. So
yeah.
But they having to travel further. So we're gonna see how that go, man. You know, but like I say, anybody want to watch the game, man, it's gonna come on at noon, ABC, Saturday, Jerry's World, man. It's gonna be a good one. I'm looking forward to it. I'm intrigued with that one. And then we'll roll over to the other teams, man. Right now I'm thinking we'll move over to the Big Ten with that right there. IU in Ohio State. We talking about Kurt Cinetti and Ryan Day. Right now, I think Ohio State is the favorite. I think they're the better team. But neither one of them guys in the Big Ten has played anybody. So much as I think the talent level on Ohio State over Indiana University, I just don't know.
Yeah, this is another intriguing one. 1 and 2, like I say, both had relative easier schedules. Like say, IU played Oregon, probably their toughest competition.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State, maybe Michigan, they toughest competition, which they blew them out, but maybe on paper that was their toughest one, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, consistently and over the course of the season, yeah, it haven't been a consistent, strong schedule for either team. But a very intriguing matchup. Yesterday, Rondé Signetti. Signetti got some of that saving pedigree. I think he was down there in Bama, so he kind of got some of that pedigree, some of that teaching from him. So
Mm-hmm.
he got to prepare his team. Rondé the champs. They the previous champs from last year. So they the champs. So somebody knock them off. But I think Ohio State is the better team, more complete team, the more talent on the team. Um, Quarterback. IU probably got the better quarterback with Mendoza.
Think Mendoza
Hot,
better than saying?
yeah. At least
Okay.
right now, saying is a youngster.
Okay.
So Mendoza he's in probably leading the Heisman at this point.
So
So
you think this game right here gonna have implications of who get the Heisman, or not who gets it, but it gonna weigh heavy. You know, which one of the quarterbacks?
well, I don't know if saying really he's saying been accurate. Yeah, but possibly,
Mhm.
possibly. But whoever win maybe have a leg up. Yeah, possibly.
Mhm. So with Kirk Cinetti, man, he do got some of that saving pedigree. He do got some of that fire. We all know IU from an Indiana school, basketball school from your boy Bobby. Um, I can't remember his name now. He left there so
Night,
long for who?
night.
Yeah, Bob Knight for fighting, putting hands on the players back in the day. But I'm with I'm intrigued with this matchup because this one right here, they've been 1 and 2. And I know we got a lot of Big Ten fans here, you know what I mean, that listen to our show. I don't think the Big Ten was the better teams this year. You know what I mean? Yes, they schedule allowed them to go undefeated. Now somebody's gonna lose this.
Yeah,
Somebody's finna lose. So
right.
come Saturday at 8 p.m. at Lucasfilm Stadium, somebody's gonna be 1 and 1. I mean 11 and 1.
1 L, right.
So but the schedules had them undefeated, and don't get it twisted. Indiana did beat Oregon this year, but Oregon ain't physical like everybody think they physical. You know what I mean? I like Dan Lanning, but I don't think he can get the quality of players like he was getting when he was in the SEC with Kirby Smart in Georgia, in Bama, because he was also on that Bama staff with Nick Saban too. I think Oregon got some physicality when they played like Colorado, the Buffaloes last year when they beat Shiloh and Dion and beat the brakes off them boys. But as far as physicality, as far as Big Ten or SEC physical, I don't think they can get those type players. The speed and skill, yes, but going back to the Big Ten, there was 1 and 2 all season in the AP polls, and then when the college playoff came out, they was 1 and 2. And I always hurt the Big Ten fellas because when I go in our comments, they always come hard at us. But what's they deserving? Because they ain't played nobody. They ain't played no physicality.
I get it. You beat the teams that was on your schedule. So, and then I
Mhm.
think Texas started at number 1. So they didn't start at number 1 the season. I believe Texas was. So,
Texas
but
did.
after,
Texas.
mm,
Mhm.
yeah, but after the game 1, I guess Ohio State probably took over because they beat Texas. But yeah, so you just beat the teams that's on your schedule, I guess, and that's all you really can do.
And
So
and I know I'm having the comments that we are SEC homers. We are SEC homers.
yeah,
Yes,
we
we are.
are,
You know
we
what I
are.
mean? You see me with the Georgia jersey on. Georgia's my team. Don't get the choice, but I'm a root for the SEC. Outside of if Georgia ain't playing. However, I saw what's his name? Texas coach Sark. Sark said, "Is that the case? Is it worth scheduling outside teams outside of the SEC? Just get some cupcake teams like all these other conferences doing? If the committee only going to look at undefeated records and not strength of schedule records?"
That's no good question. It is a good question. Well, obviously, the SEC got to play each other because we only schedule what we got about two or
9.
three. Yeah, out of conference
Mhm.
games. So you still got to run through the gauntlet of SEC teams. So that'd be hard to do in the SEC. Um, schedule a lot of cupcakes. Most teams is pretty good. Even the ones that don't seem to have good records still is physical, talented teams, such as like a Florida. They still talented, and they still can
Yeah,
beat a lot of teams outside of the SEC probably. But
I believe that. I
it
believe
just
so.
yeah. So it's tough. But yeah, I see his point. I truly do. I don't think the other conferences are as tough, no top to bottom, as the SEC. So I agree with that.
Because I would love to see. I would like for Sankey to get with. I would like for Sankey to get with the Big Ten commissioner, and let's schedule one or two of them. Let's schedule one or two of these games a year. I would like to see. I would like to see IU play LSU, or IU play Georgia, or at least two games a
Yeah.
year, or Ohio State or Michigan play Florida, or Michigan play Alabama. I would like to see that.
Yeah, well, it's up to the schools. I don't think Sankey have to get involved in that. Like I say, the schools can schedule that, like we did Clemson. We scheduled some Clemson games,
Every 2 to 3 years or
right?
something like that.
So
But
the schools can get together and do that if they choose to do that.
mhm. So, but my thing is, they probably can. But what I'm saying is, when you got the commissioners involved and the revenue involved, I would just like to see some. I would like to see, because when we put in the SEC schedule against the Big Ten schedule, and yes, you do play the teams that's in your conference
Hmm.
and your power five. Yes, you do that, and I'm with that. And I ain't mad. I ain't mad at the Big Ten, but I'm just saying we can sit here and talk that talk, and I had somebody in our comments I had somebody in our comments yesterday or today. It was like, well, the championship went through the Big Ten last 2 years, so they beat the SEC. Yeah, I have no argument with that. Michigan won one, whether or not they cheated or not, we all know they cheated, but Michigan
Yeah,
won.
that's proven. That was proven. But yeah,
And that was proven. And Ohio State pretty much financed theirs. And I'm not mad with it. They won. Hey, they won. Big Ten won last two. But we all had those undefeated schedules if you had to lock in two SEC games a year. If we could get that in the contract. And we play two Big Tens and they play two SECs. Just switch them out for these, you know what I mean? For instead of us playing like Austin Pay and Charlotte and all them, let's put it together and let's go man on man, coach on
yeah.
coach, school on school.
Yeah, but I believe that's up to the school though.
Mm-hmm.
Those up to the schools to negotiate that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not necessarily the commission, but they could. But yeah, it's typically the schools make those arrangements.
Yeah, I got you on that. So let's see. While the Big Ten has a strong argument for having the most elite national championship contending teams at the very top of the 2025 season, such as Ohio State, Indiana, Oregon, and Penn State, most analysts still think the SEC is the toughest and the deepest company. Oh yeah, of course. Most if you ask most analysis, college game day, and you ask them, that's why I say, let's say man, oh, school. Line these suckers up. And I'm not taking away from Ohio State because Ohio State has won some national championships. They won the first one when in 2014 when Urban
Yeah, they
Meyer was
started. Yeah.
yeah, when they first started the playoff type, not playoff, but the BCS. I think it was the BCS or something like that. Urban Meyer won the very first one. So I'm with that. So and I'm not taking away, but I just don't feel like they hit harder and more powerful than the SEC. That's just me. I could be a homer, and I'm sure we'll get flooded tomorrow with comments. And you
Yeah,
too.
it's probably they probably won't win consistently. I guess if they had to do it every year, yeah, they probably wouldn't
Mhm.
win consistently. I could agree with that.
Yeah,
It's different. It is different.
it's different. So, but we're gonna talk about this Ohio State, Indiana. Who you got on that? What's the betting line? And we'll see what we'll see what the betting line is, and who you got on that, and why.
It's another intriguing matchup. I think Ohio State's a better team. I do. So I would lean more towards Ohio State. I think they're just more talented. Coaching wise, it's hard to say right now. I guess you lean towards Ryan Day because he didn't won the championship, but
Mhm.
Signac seemed like he's a great coach. Get his team ready to play. Very creative. With his scoring and how he come up with plays. So very. This is another one of the matchups like you want to see and how they stack up against each other. But I think Ohio State is the better team out of the two. Um,
Mhm.
don't know how that score going to look. It can be a high score game or it could be some defense playing in these games. Ohio State can play some defense.
Mhm.
It's one of them tricky games, really tricky games. But I think Ohio State gonna come out on top, and probably stay number one, in its CFP rankings.
Okay. Okay. Well, they're saying right now they're saying Indiana got a slight edge, but we'll see.
So
But
Indiana the favorite.
right now they're saying let's see. Let me look at that. Let's see here. Buckeyes ranked defenses potentially with a superior passing game to break up the game open. ESPN football FPI model nitpick of Indiana slight edge in this game according to
Hmm,
the computer. So we'll see. You know what I mean?
interesting.
That is interesting. If I had overall, I test. I'm gonna go with Ohio State. They still
Yeah,
the national
yeah.
championship to somebody that's knock them off this year, or they can go back to back. Who knows how this thing can play out?
Yeah, we'll see what the spread is too. I guess see what
Mhm.
Vegas has to say about this one. I know you said that's the computer. I guess
That's the computer, yeah.
right there. We just have to see what Vegas. I would think Vegas will have Ohio State as a slight favorite if I had to guess. But
And they playing in Lucas Field, so they're playing in Indiana. So Ohio is traveling a little bit further distance
yeah,
since Indiana's already in Indianapolis. So we're gonna see, man. This is gonna be a good one. I want to see is Ron Day really the guy without because he lost some players last year.
he did.
The
Yeah,
players that he bought in to win that national championship, only I think one or two still there. You know what I mean? Junkins and well, you got Jeremiah Smith, but I think he got dinged up a little bit. So we're gonna see if he's ready to go. I think he is, but we're gonna see how healthy
you,
he is in
you,
there.
you you think this gonna be a high scoring game, Brew, or a low scoring game? What's your take on this? What you feeling?
This one right here, I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I think this one right here gonna be a low scoring game. And what I mean low scoring is in the teens and twenties. That's what I think. I think it right now. Let's see what the spread is. Spread is currently 4 to 4.5. Um, Ohio State is currently a 4 to 4.5 favorite on here. So I think Ohio State. I think they cover. I think it's a 24-20 game, a 24-17 game. I think Ohio State do cover. I just don't think um, Indiana, although they had a great season and they got a great team and they got a great coach with a great mind, I don't think that Indiana, if Ohio State play physical, like they paid the money to play physical, the 5 stars they get, I think that physicality will weigh on Indiana going to the back half of the game, the third and fourth quarter. That's my
Okay,
opinion.
okay. I, I can say it can go either. It can go either way. It can be a shootout. I think both teams got the capability to score a lot of points, but yeah, both
Mhm.
defenses seem to be pretty solid as well, where they can maybe lock in a little bit against each other and like I say, have a lower score game. So
And what I'm thinking is, they both of these teams are gonna be trying not to make mistakes. So they're gonna be trying not to make mistakes. So each move gonna probably be a little calculated. So that's what I'm thinking. They gonna it's gonna be a low scoring game because they're just trying not to lose. That's what I'm thinking. I don't think they're trying to prove about. They're gonna be playing not to lose.
I can see that story like that, but at some point, I think you just have to open it up. But yeah, I can see a story like that. Maybe just start with run game and see what happens. But at some point, you got to open, be yourself. Um, and I think it's definitely they like to throw the ball around. So we're gonna see.
Okay, we got you on that. So with that said, man, we both picking Ohio State over Indiana on that one, right?
Yeah, I'm with Ohio State on that one.
Okay, we got you on that. Let's move to the SEC, man. This is the big daddy ball. I'm just messing with. I'm messing with a lot of my. I'm messing with a lot of my Big Ten players. When I say big daddy ball, man. All right.
The best conference. We move to the best conference.
The best conference. I'm messing with a lot of them, man. I like to mess with them, man. We're gonna have our comments gonna be flooded tomorrow. I know they're gonna be flooded on all our platforms.
Feedback. Get some static feedback on this end.
Yeah, I do hear you. I hear your feedback too. Let's see. How about now? How about the volume? Is it
still here?
Still getting feedback? Yeah, let's see something. Make sure, because I heard it when you was talking. I heard it in my headphones. So let's make sure. Let me make sure there ain't none of my wires touching none of that causing this feedback. Still here?
Sound better now.
Okay, I just want to make sure these wires ain't. It's back.
A little bit when you moved.
How about now? I want to make sure they on my ears. Is it? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I hear you. I don't really hear that.
I guess they don't want us to talk about the SEC. They don't want us to talk about the SEC right now. Let's see. Let me make sure, because I want to have a great sound. I want to have us have a great sound. How about now?
Stay here. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I hear you too. When you talking to me, it's so.
First now.
All right. Well, we're gonna end the show here, and then we'll come back. I'm gonna log out, log in, and come back and talk about the SEC.
Okay.
All right.